Recording.
Foundation. Family, none. Friends, supporting. Growing unstable in an unstable family where nightmares become reality. Weak, for there is no one to follow, like a seed carried away by the wind. Struggling to find ground, a base. Something that holds me up with freedom and never lets go, to become stable. As I search, seeking a family, it feels like my feet have traveled across the world. As the bottom of my soles begin to crack, I finally stopped my travels. Like it was so sudden the world stopped. At the point of Mozart and Devon, my center. Where I thought help was the uprise. Thinking I shall fall. Wishing myself no more. As I sat in Clinton school with fear in my soul, this hellhole, this prison, this unfertile soil. Will I grow and branch out? As I sit in my classes with 4 walls of blankness, no words dared to come out to socialize. Closing myself from the wretched classmates, I had no interest to be here. School comes to an end. Outside, the sun is beaming down, giving everyone energy, nutrition. As other kids swarm one another with their friends, I'm alone. An urge comes over me. I don't want to be alone. My sight is set on a group of peers. I dare to invade. As I get closer, I see the eyes of the group connect with mine. As I see the fear grow in there. In there and then. Unknowing of my fears. Reckless words released from my mouth. Scared of being rejected. Does anybody play Kingdom Hearts? Smirks begin to appear on their faces, then grows to smiles. In my soul I feel relieved. I feel that I have found my base, my foundation. It is said that I shall something to look forward to as I converse with friends, a family, my roots.
Stop! Let me rewind to 1949 when my father was born and raised. He was always taught to seize the day, but he was always shut down and never had his say. His future already engraved, written, and put into play. His face constantly cluttered with school books, getting scolded by his foolish friends with their foolish looks, becoming irrepressible images in his cerebral nooks. But he learned. There's no shame in pursuing knowledge, my father always said. He worked hard and knew he would keep his future family fed. However, he was born in Little Burma right above Thailand, where the Chinese were usually considered nothing better than farmhands. Socialism was on the rise, minorities' rights were on the low. And I swear to Buddha, if my father had learned martial arts, he would beat the crap out of any discriminating foe. For the government had denied his education and told him no. But he didn't. He played it safe and took the smart route out. My father was the last of his family to leave, and I'm sure he left with no regrets and no doubts. He slung his future around his shoulder, a ragged sack with a couple of tees and torn pants. Took a step on a plane and didn't even turn around to glance. At this prison they had restrained his abilities, this hell. He boarded the plane for the American dream and threw his deuces up and said farewell. His first step on fresh soil, he realized what he needed to do. Always kept his eye on the prize, never acted a fool or gambled with a 6-sided die, never got involved with the wrong people, but always shot for the stars written in the sky. And I swear he'll be my inspiration, my roots, my origin, until the day that I die.
So we're not spinning anymore. Sorry. Yeah.
I like how he's going.
Wait, hold on.
Ink.
Cats to the brink.
Yeah.
My father sitting on the fence with a smoking
That was Grandpa.
CNC machine.
Oh yeah. Factory. Made me toy black something.
Okay. Okay, next one. 시작.
Wait, when we walk, do we all turn to the left and walk? Always, right?
Yeah.
Is that the pattern?
Yeah.
Because just from that spot, it's really awkward. Like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess we're all keep it consistent. Yeah.
It's up to whatever you guys feel comfortable with.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Should we all stand the same in the back? Like, should we all like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah. No, this. Yeah.
like that? Like,
But make sure your hand is available to go like peace
alright.
for your part. Let go. They say I'm not gonna put that in there. Alright. They say I'm whitewashed because I don't speak Korean. Look at my appearance. I look Korean. Guess what I am? 100% Korean. Я говорю по-русски. That's right. It's not a mistake on my application. Country of birth is Russia, but the race is Asian.
Whoa, you're weird.
Nah, I'm not weird because I embrace my roots. Is it weird that my grandparents escaped the Korean War? Is it weird that they wanted a better life for my mom? Russia took them in. It was like starting fresh, but fresh meant rotten. Korean culture they have not forgotten. Constant discrimination. In a village full of Russians, a family of Asians. After time, more family migrated, more relations. All bilingual, Russian and Korean they spoke. Found their new place, but it wasn't a home. My parents stood in the Russian winters, selling clothes at the outdoor market. Back then, the struggles I did not see. They did their best to protect me from the truth. Barely made money, freezing in their little booth, to have food on the table, to have a roof. But me, I was just being a kid, never understood. That's how much they sacrificed so I can have a childhood. After a while, they faced their only fear. They didn't want me to struggle growing up over here. Their luck became reality. The three of us packed our things and flew to the land of opportunity. America was in our sight. Sigh of relief once we got off our flight. Life was easy now, right? Not at all. Koreans that spoke Russian and our only English word was hello. Found ourselves in a similar situation. My grandparents' shadow. 11 years have passed in the place I call home. My parents are still working, still protecting me. Allowing me to have a good life, making my only worry my college degree. Everything they did for me, all their pain. Just so when I'm older, I won't live with my hands, but think with my brain. Thank you, Mom and Dad. You've done a lot for me. I will work hard and give back. You just wait and see. You helped me build who I am, and I will never forget my roots.
Foundation. My base, my support, my life is nothing without the sacrifices, the strife of those who came before me, whose sweat and tears were for me, those loving people who support me. To begin, let me tell you a story about my father who came over in a rickety boat. It's a miracle that in the ocean it managed to stay afloat. He came here with nothing but his God-given hands, the clothes on his back, no, not even, it was the clothes they gave him, and his brain. Which reminds me, speaking of brain, he never let me forget that I have my own to train, and I should never let it to go to waste or rot. All that math in the summer, I would have rather not. But it was all because he wanted to see me do my best. And despite everything, I listened, lest I should let my brain decay and die like a skeleton, no flesh on the bones, no heart, no pulse, no eyes. I don't remember if I ever said it out loud, but in a whisper to myself I said, yeah, Dad, I'll try. So my father started with nothing, ended up after long years with something, promising himself to never be homeless, never be hopeless, not be without purpose, and know this. After college, he bought himself a 2-flat. Yeah, he achieved that, despite the pain that burned like acid, an ulcer in the stomach. Don't know how it was done, but he did. Meeting my mom and raising 3 children, and being successful, despite people looking down on him. Boo them! Because of my father's race, his skin, turning him away from jobs like Border Patrol turning away the undocumented. But like a wounded animal fighting to survive and protect her kin, nothing ever really stopped him. And I can't forget about my mom, the most beautiful woman you could ever meet, the best sales girl back in Vietnam. Sold everything she could for her family, ice cream, water, rice, gasoline, chasing after cars for idiots who wouldn't pay. Her job was so dangerous, but at the end of the day, she'd be so happy because this is what she loved, taking care of her family, being grateful for what she was given from above. You know how you save up for your iPods and your computers and your cars? Well, she was so happy when she could afford a new shirt or flip-flops, yeah, she could reach for the stars. And now here I stand on the base and foundation that was made for me, allowing me to live in this nation. Gamang na, gamang ba, your sacrifices I swear I will not forget. I will exceed your expectations, you can bet. And for us, let's not forget about where we came from. Let's try fitting on someone else's boots. It's about looking back, being grateful, and embracing our roots.
Yeah. Take your shoes off when you come into my house, my home, my foundation. Barefoot, walk the path I've